Welcome back to the channel. Harley Quinn here, leader of Tears of Angels in Region 293 with another video from the mobile game Doomsday Last Survivors. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to like, sub and turn on that bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. Now, let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is part 2 in the hero ranking series. We're going to be touching on infantry, the big boy tanks of the game. Now, if you haven't checked it out, I did a ranger variant on this previously. Check it out in the links below. If you didn't see it, general gist is I will be ranking heroes in free-to-play, bad, good, and the best that we have. Now, some of them sit on the fence, some of them deserve to be higher, but will be placed lower due to certain aspects, and I will explain them as we go. Now, this is my personal preference as well as my thoughts on the heroes, so they may be different from yours. If they are different, please let me know. I would love to hear what everyone else thinks. So without further ado, let's jump in. So we're beginning the series with our free-to-play heroes. Now we're going to start out with Tom. Those players that are over a year old, you will know when Tom entered, he was a must-have once he entered the roulette. He was amazing. Him paired with Thunder was an unmatched garrison combination, and you were wanting Tom. Now he is just falling further and further down the ranks to the point where he is almost, I want to say useless. It's probably a bit harsh. It's not really the right word. He just is not viable in this gameplay any longer. His healing just gets him shredded. You get him out of the police search though, so he is free, which is very, very nice. So I would not hyper-focus him anymore. I would just let him level up on his own. The next free-to-play hero is Regaro. Big boy sumo garrison. Now he is in the free-to-play section, but also I'm going to put him in the fence between good, slightly bad though. So because he is free to play, you get him from the police search and he is easy to level up. Now, if you were to get yourself a hero like Riven, which is in a higher up list, Regaro plus Riven is a solid shield synergy garrison combination, requiring you only to have a free-to-play hero and a TC hero for a quite solid garrison without having to invest into your S-class heroes. Now, Regaro and Riven won't hold up in your high-end elite or apex, but for the better part of fearless, hell, even low elite, it's a solid combination to get you by while you are leveling up those S-class heroes. So, he's not all bad. Going into the bad though, we have Robert. I've done a video for heroes that you wish to avoid, and he is definitely on that list. He is a TC roulette hero. You can also get him from Daily Boost. And he just is no good anymore. His aspect, like his idea is pretty cool. HP reduction, shields, a bit of a burn, and shield reflection. He has a really cool idea, but just doesn't hold up in this gameplay anymore. So he is definitely down in the bad list. Also down in the bad list is Thunder, as I mentioned. Now, if you asked me a year ago where I thought Thunder would be sitting, never would I have thought he would be at the bottom of the list. Once he was introduced, he was the meta for such a long time. Every TC competition for him was just through the roof. He was amazing. But nowadays, he really isn't any good. If you see a Thunder in a garrison, you know you're going to be trading well against him. He just can't hold up. In terms of TC heroes, we've got Boyd, we've got Stella, we've got Riven, all of which are better than him. Just, don't look at Thunder anymore. Sorry, big boy. Another hero that has dropped severely down the ranks is Adut. Now, I am still using her. I had Mio and Adut as my main infantry squad from way back when they were the best that we had. They are still a very, very fast combination. The fastest combination that infantry have is Mio and Adut, but Adut as herself, when comparing her to other heroes, she's sitting on that bad-good combination. Closer to bad. She just doesn't hold up anymore against the newer heroes. You get her from Roulette, Daily Boost, so she is achieved with relative ease without having to compete for TC. We're moving into good now. Good heroes. Now, this hero is probably sitting somewhere on the good, slightly bad shelf. In terms of there are better. And that's Eddie. Now, he was the best rally that infantry had for a very long time. Pairing him with Stella was a counter damage nightmare. Practically unswarmable in terms of you were just getting a crazy amount of return damage. But when you compare him to Stella, Stella is better. And he's a TC hero, so you're going to be focusing on them. You're going to be focusing on Stella or Boyd over him. So he is still good. If you have him and he's all you have, he is still good. But there are better choices. So we touched on Rag and Riven, so we will be coming into the Riven. TC hero, again, you're having to compete with Boyd and Stella. In terms of garrison, you will be picking Boyd every day of the week. But if you have her and she is on her way to being awakened, and you are a garrison player, she is a good choice because you will be pairing Riven with Boyd, Rag and Riven, Stella Riven, Thunder Riven. She is very universal. Honestly, to the point where she might even be sitting good / best. Best is a bit of a stretch, but just her universal ability to go with anyone is very, very good. I run Rag and Riven as my secondary garrison team. As I said, I grabbed them when they're relatively easy to get before the S-class heroes became a thing. Next, we have Bodala. He is amazing in the field. Once he was released, his shield damage, his travel speed, defense and HP, the debuff with the rage reduction, his attack, his shield with reduced damage taken. He's just a very tanky, offensive field player. When you're pairing him with a hero like Mio or Eileen, they're a nightmare to kill. He really is. So he is definitely a good hero. Focus him if you can. However, there are still better choices. On that list, which we're going to be sitting around the lines of good, potentially best depending on the skin, is Mio. Or Doichi, as you might want to call him. With the skin, he is formidable. Without the skin, he is still really good and pairs really nicely with Eileen and Dodala in the field. And even used in rallies for his AoE damage, HP reduction, and his counterattacks. So he is used in rallies. His skin allows him to have a semicircular rather than a cone. So it opens to 180 degrees worth of AoE opposed to 90 degrees. So it doubles nearly. And increases the damage. And then his passive skill also gets boosted as well. If you have the skin, it's a very good hero. I won't be getting rid of him anytime soon. He is still in my 5-man loadout. Rolling into best, I've been mentioning Eileen, the Vault hero. Eileen Vault. She has been making some waves since she has been released. Her field presence is amazing. The AoE bounce to her... I say AoE, it's a bounce ability. Hits the main one and then bounces off to 2 others. You've got AoE. You've got increased attack and basic attack effects. You've got squad damage. You've got counter damage reduction. You've got more attack and more travel speed. She is really good and really should be focused in terms of how much damage she puts out. You know, you've got 14.5k damage for her initial hit and then 2 lots of 8.5 damage for her main skill once awakened. So she is really good, and that's why she is in the best. She may get... I may have put her a little high. She could be on the defense, but highly recommend focusing her in the roulette while you can. She'll most likely get added into daily boosts down the track, but for now, roulette is the only place you can get her. The next hero is another one of those bad, but also really top tier hero, and that is Marco. Bad, again, in terms of he's expensive to level up. He is double hero fragments to use, so you're going to use 2 universal fragments to make 1. So that's why I would say he's bad, but he is really good. He is a damage dealer, rage reduction for nearby 5 squads. Counterattacks have a 30% chance to reduce HP of 5 nearby squads. He then has a shield to himself and 5 nearby allies. He then has increased attack and travel speed. And then his awakened is there is a 50% chance to restore HP to 3 nearby allies. So he is a great team buffer and universal as well. Same as Jack, there is no infantry based things. He can be put with anyone. Rangers, infantry, rider, or even leader heroes. So he is jack of all trades and an amazing hero. A must-have in huge team fights if you can. So I run him in my main 5 squads paired with Mio for now. The next best hero is Stella. On the list, we know it. The S-class heroes are overpowering the competition these days. Once she is fully transcended, she is universal in terms of field, rally, and even garrison. For a very long time there, it was Stella and Riven in the garrison, and it was crazy strong. It has received a little bit of a nerf recently. It's not as good. However, when pairing Stella and Boyd in a garrison, that is really, really strong as well. If you've already got her awake, fully transcended, that is. If not, having her not fully transcended in garrison isn't as good. But in terms of if you don't have anyone else, she is still pretty good. In terms of rallies, pairing her with Eddie, Mio, deal some solid damage. And lastly, you know it, it was Boyd. We were all incredibly concerned once he was released. His skills on paper look suspect, as a lot of them say when not garrisoned this happens, when this happens and not garrisoned this happens. He sounded like a really bad garrison hero just purely by those few things. A week or so later, boy, were we all shocked. His garrison is very, very strong. His super weapon is really strong. A stacking increased damage, shield bonuses, and just amazing. In terms of TC, if you're a garrison leader, you will be focusing Boyd. If you're a rally leader, you'll be focusing Stella. It's as simple as that. Really focusing on that one hero will help you be more outstanding in that field. As I said, Stella is a bit universal in terms, and Boyd is amazing in the field. So it's not like you're going to get him and he's only going to be for garrison. Something like Victor or Thunder in old days where you only had them for garrison. So there we go. That is the infantry heroes, my tier listing for them. If you've enjoyed this, drop a like. As I said at the start, if you don't agree with some of the rankings, let me know. If you agree with the rankings, let me know. So stay tuned. I'll be doing a rider one next in terms of heroes to focus. So make sure you hit that sub button so you don't miss that when it comes out. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Harley out.